Good morning. I hope everything is going well. Just want to bring a few thoughts from His Life devotional book. This week we're going to focus on the Transfiguration, and it occurs in all the Gospels except for John. And I'll go ahead and read from the account in Matthew chapter 17, starting in verse 1. He says, "And after 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter and James and John his brother, and led them up to a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as light. And behold, there appeared to him Moses and Elijah talking with him. Peter said, Lord, it is good that we're here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. He was still speaking when, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and a voice from the cloud said, This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him. When the disciples heard this, they fell on their faces and were terrified. But Jesus came and touched them and said, Rise, and have no fear." Um, just to be able to try to comprehend what is going on in this story is a little above our heads for any of us, and it was for the apostles too. Um, but but and you can kind of see it in the language that they use. We have this word transfigured. It kind of resembles a metamorphosis in a way of just this complete changing, and there's not much description of other than that of what happened up on that mountain. Some Luke said that his clothes became dazzling white. Like we read in Matthew, his face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white, kind of reflecting back to Moses on Mount Sinai after he receives after that conversation with God. And then Mark says that his clothes became radiant, intensely white, and no one on earth could bleach them. Just this, you can just see them trying to reach for language to try to describe what is going on, and it's almost like they can't come up with a whole lot other than like he was completely changed. Everything was bright and white, and it was perfect. And then they're just kind of like, yeah, that's what happened. Um, it's kind of just awe inspiring to think about the glory that was displayed in that moment, and and we can only think about a time when we'll be able to see that glory as well. Revelation 1 verse 7 says, "And someday every eye will see him," and that'll be. I imagine it'll be a moment kind of like Isaiah in Isaiah chapter 6, where he's taken to this vision and he's in the throne room of God, and he's just like, man, whoa, I'm not worthy to be here, right? That this is way more intense and beautiful than I deserve, right? Um, and we can only speculate of what it's going to be like, but stories like this can give us glimpses of man, it's better than you could possibly imagine. It's more intense, more beautiful, more powerful than you could possibly imagine. And so hopefully throughout this week we can together as we go through this story can kind of see not only what it means, but also uh, get a small picture of the glory of God, and especially that was displayed in Jesus, as John 1:14 says. And so I encourage you this week, if you have time, read the Transfiguration story for yourself. It's in Luke chapter 9, Matthew 17, and Mark 9. And reflect a little bit as we walk through this story with you. But also, I think we can catch other glimpses of God's glory as well. I know for me and for a lot of people, just being able to walk outside and see God's creation. If we really take time to take it all in, it's just it can be awe-inspiring sometimes. So may we be able to get glimpses of the power and glory of God throughout our day, and go to our knees and humble ourselves before such a wonderful, powerful Creator. Hope you guys have an awesome week, and we'll see you soon.